pressure. Green lights across.
I received word that Dr. Lee is returning to us.
I've convinced her that the Institute is the enemy, not the...
Well done, Knight. As soon as Dr. She's been under the Institute's influence for the last decade. Now, thanks to the success of your reconnaissance efforts, I want you to report to Proctor Ingram at the airport. She has... Once again, Knight, you don't fail to...
Control systems all reporting back nominal.
You're an inspiration to us all, Knight. Do us proud.
You're reconnoiter of the Institute.
So, I bet you're eager to get your hands dirty on our new project.
Uh-huh. Whatever it is, I'm sure it'll...
It will, but we've... Come on. It's this way.
Sure.
Unless you're blind as a bat, I'm sure you've noticed that we've been building a gantry on target. Maxon and Kells have something to balance when we go toe-to-toe with the Institute. Ridwin might be a big beast, but she's not built for fighting. That's where our new project comes in.
You disgusting.
Not
This
much of a
storage
sight
bay
So.
full of parts is what's left of Liberty Prime. The Brotherhood used it in the Capital Wasteland as a weapon against the Enclave. It's the most advanced robot the Brotherhood has ever had at its disposal. Unfortunately, Liberty Prime was destroyed in the line of duty. I've spent the better part of the last few years piecing him back together. And if you think that was easy, try rebuilding a Protectron while you're blindfolded. In order to get Liberty Prime fully operational, we're going to need your help.
Uh-huh. No problem. I'm sure this only...
I wish I had your confidence. Because this is... Now, the good news is that we've got most of Prime's...
Right.
The bad news is that it's gonna take more than a few rivets. The first problem is his CPU. It's fragile, and every time we try to feed... I do all the maintenance. So you'd think...
Sure.
As much as I hate to admit it, Prime's power... Luckily, you were able to convince Dr. She was on the original build team for Liberty Prime a little... I've already spoken to her, but she's reluctant to work on it. If you could get her down here to lend a hand with his power system...
Attention. Due to increased raider activity, all leave requests to off-base sites have been temporarily suspended.
Or since? Those things you...
Affected parties will have their leave compensated at the next available opportunity. That is all.
If you're here to talk me into working on Liberty Prime, you can...
You promised you'd help.
You're right, I did. But you neglected to mention that I've been down this road with the Brotherhood. Why would I make the same...
I'm not saying anyone is a sin.
Because we care what happens to the Commonwealth.
You may not like the Brotherhood, but the people of the Commonwealth shouldn't have to suffer for it.
You know, if anyone else wearing a Brotherhood of Steel uniform said something like that, but coming from you, tell Proctor Ingram to get her. It's going to take a hell of a lot of work to get Liberty Prime back online.
It just says here there's nothing to worry about. That it's, you know, safe and all, everybody. Kind of. It's crazy stuff, right? I mean, weird. Anyway, it's well, it's something to think about, I guess. Hey, you like Louis Jordan, right? Well, here's a classic.
Paladin.
Ready to continue our mission, soldier?
Not now.
No problem.
Uh-huh.
Hey, let me ask you something. Well, I sort of had the same question. It's just, with everything,
Right.
it's a whole hell of a lot to process.
Uh-huh. I don't know, Nick. My family's in tatters. I've been dropped into this place where
Well, I'd expect you to feel lost, scared. Took me a long damn time to get... Thank goodness I found Diamond City. It's got its flaws. Of course, when I took up there back when, people were just as scared of the massacre of the CPG was still pretty fresh in people's minds at that point. Plenty of people assumed I was just a saboteur, moving in to melt down the reactor. But at the time, they couldn't exactly turn me...
Right. Broken mask?
This was long before I'd moved to town, but apparently some gentleman type. Guess he didn't like the food because he pulled his pistol and opened fire on the folks enjoying. When security finally put enough holes in him to drop him, they say he was full of servos and sprockets. Seems he malfunctioned, went berserk. It was the first time people realized that synths had stopped looking like me and started looking like them. Considering what these folks went through, I felt real
Why'd they let you in?
because I'd rescued the mayor's daughter. Gal of about 15. Pride and joy of the mayor back then. The young Miss Roberts decided she'd run off with some... Turns out the guy was part of a gang of kidnappers. I didn't even know who I was rescuing, just stumbled on a crying girl. I took her home and the mayor dubbed me a hero, offered me a place in town. Taking up in the city was tricky at first, but I never tried to hide what I was.
Was it hard, settling?
Yeah, they sure didn't make... I started off doing the jobs no one else wanted. I got more banged up being Diamond City. But I guess folks never forgot I rescued the mayor's daughter, so they started coming to me when people went missing. Wife runs off with a new paramour and takes the rent money with her. Talk to the synth. An upset father decides moving him and the kids to Good Neighbor in the dead of night's not the worst damn idea since the bomb. After a while, the jobs got so backed up, they didn't even... Hell, I was so happy to do it, it was months before I started charging anyone.
Sure.
I never stopped being Nick the Synth, but it was Nick the Detective. It was about then that things... it took me a long time to realize that home is...
Right.
That's a long story, but...
If you're looking for ammunition or weapon mods, Proctor Tegan might have what you need.
Don't let Ingram catch you sneaking around. If you find any technical documents, you should bring them to Proctor Quinlan for analysis.
Proctor Ingram.
Well, things are off to a good start. Isn't that right, Doctor?
I hope so. Prime suffered some significant damage to his memory core. I wish your people would have been a bit more careful, Proctor. The good news is that the damage isn't irreversible, and I should be able to get the power. If your people stay out of my...
Charming.
Yeah. Sorry about
Don't worry about it. We might be buddies. Besides,
Right?
we're working with...
Sure.
In fact, since things are...
Sure. Anything you need.
That's what I love. You're ready. The actuator. Prime's new lens. We're gonna have to rip... What we need you to do is build the actuator.
Now that you know what the actual are, you need to know how to make them. These are the plans and the materials list.
Now, before you get that look on your face, you'll be happy to know that the only thing we need you to head out and find is a high... According to Proctor Quinlan, the best place to find one... We've already sent out a few teams to fight them.
Once you start building, good luck.
Danny Kaye there, singing Civilization. How about a bit of good news? If you know, haven't already seen it, which I did, so I know it's true and not just something. Nick Valentine is back in town. He was gone for a while. Some people, who are totally not me, thought that... Well, they thought he might be dead. Or destroyed, or whatever. Anyway. I'm glad you're back, Nick. Even though we never really talk. Like, ever. Next is some cold porter.